Peace and blessing, Hunter children. And want to take Hunter on the next journey right here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. Leave it inland this your time and thing like that. I did in Walterboro, South Kakalaki. Now, plenty of Hunter children might have yeddi, but the Tuskegee Airmen and Hunter think for Alabama. That way Hunter should have do. I've been to Tuskegee many times, cracked my teeth there and thing like that. But if Hunter knew about we story, black history, then Hunter should have yeddi about the Tuskegee Airmen and thing like that. Now, if Hunter did from Centennial Island, we had one Tuskegee Airman there. That been Mr. Luke Smalls, who used to make the cast net and thing like that for me. So if Hunter children ever become there and get one and we workshop and thing like that with the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition, and rather was bought one the first one the cast net, you would get one from them, him. And then if Hunter been coming there way later and thing like that, Hunter better get one from Captain Crip. Both of them now done going into the realm of the ancestors. God bless the dead. So I wanted to take Hunter on this your part of the journey with me this your day. So Hunter could have see this your monument to the Tuskegee Airmen were been right here in South Kakalaki. The Tuskegee Airmen of World War II, in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen, their instructors and ground support personnel who participated in training for combat at the Walterboro Army Airfield during the Second World War. Because of their heroic action, y'all yeddi that? All right, their heroic action in combat, they were called Swatch Volumensen, Blackbird Men, by the Germans, who both feared and respected them. White American bomber crews in reverence referred to them as the Red-Tailed Angels. Now, Hunter chillin' plenty of y'all done see that movie any with the red tail and thing like that. Now Hunter know why the brother would do boomerang, right? Y'all boondocks. If y'all yeddi boondocks and thing like that, y'all remember that same person, Aaron Magruder, him be behind that movie, Red Tails, okay? So now you know why I say Red Tails, because of their identity, red paint on the tail assemblies. Y'all look right here. See right here on there, you see the front of the plane, now going on. Right here, see the tail? So that is the way they would identify if it we even in the air, okay? So now, the red-tailed angels, because of their identity, red paint on their tail assemblies, and because of their reputation for not losing, you hear that? And lost none of the aircraft, for not losing the aircraft to enemy fighters as they provided fighter coverage for missions over strategic targets in Europe. So, Hunter children, if you're coming here to the Gullah Geechee Nation, especially if you're coming down 95 and things like that, and you see Walterboro, South Kakalaki, and you yeddi see, it's a place here for honor Tuskegee Airmen, and you say, well, why in South Kakalaki? Why ain't they there in Alabama? Because the Tuskegee Airmen ain't just trained in Alabama. He had that name, Tuskegee Airmen, had that same name there, Red Tail, because you see the tail right there and thing like that from the book of the plane. Okay then. So when Hunter did yeddi about that, then Hunter knew, say, some of them been the we. They be Gullah Geechee. So that's why we still honor their historic legacy right here in Walterboro, South Kakalaki. The best trainer fighting pilots ever got, they got at Walterboro. We put aside the race battles and put out good pilots. We had some of the most sincere people. I didn't see any sloughing off in training black people for combat. Sven Watson said that about the Red Tails, the Black Wings, the Tuskegee Airmen who trained right here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. These men took pride in who they were and who we be. 500 of them trained right here in Walterboro, South Kakalaki. In April of 1944, Walterboro Army Airfield stopped training fighter groups and switched to advanced individual air combat. And so the over 500 black or Gullah Geechee, many of them airmen from the training program at Tuskegee, trained at the airfield between 1944 and October of 1945. Class 44F shortly before they transferred to Walterboro Army Airfield, the Tuskegee Army Airfield, in June of 1944. They said we boarded a fleet of 6x6 trucks and were taken to some old ramshackle one-story barracks that looked to be vintage 1914. The next day, the base commander called a meeting to welcome us to Walterboro Army Airfield. So in spite of all that, they fought and they won. Thank God for the Tuskegee Airmen. This year the Queen Quet had upon the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation. So glad that Hunter tuning in and take another journey with me right here down we coast. And you ain't have to always get on the island in the sea for yeddi, some of we story. Take a little time and check out more right here in South Kakalaki.